Alright, so for today's video, let's talk about your instrument's resale value. So, di ba pinag-usapan na rin naman natin yung mga upgrades. Meron nga bang resale? May value pa ba to resale certain instruments yan? So, I'll give you some tips or some ideas on how to price kung magbebenta man kayo, di ba? And to give you ideas on why instruments appreciate in value and why some instruments don't. Okay, so first things first, when you're buying something that's factory made or yung mga tinatawag ng iba na violin-shaped object, if your instrument is less than 10,000 siguro kasi tumaas na rin yung mga pricing ngayon, 'di ba? Dati 5,000 below. Ngayon may mga 10,000 peso instruments na we can still consider made from low quality materials, no? It's not made from real tone woods, gawa siya sa mga plywood, ganyan. Yung iba plastic, may mga plastic parts. So ito yung mga instruments na won't appreciate in value kahit gano'n na siya katagal. Based on sound, okay? Why? Kasi you can easily access it, 'di ba? So kung bumili ka, let's say for example 5,000 pesos yung violin mo, sabihin na nating medyo maganda na yung wood na ginamit, tunay na kahoy na, but baka yung process na ginawa sa kanya still made in the factory. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin pag ganun? Usually kasi when instruments are made in a factory, they undergo certain processes na basically killing off the wood. No, kasi tandaan natin, yung mga handmade instruments, the wood is still alive for some, kaya nagbabago-bago yung sound niya, nag-evolve pa yung sound yan. Best term yata to use is to evolve. Basically, kapag na-treat na yung instrument, sometimes hini-heat press siya para maging mag-conform siya dun sa mold para makuha yung shape ng instrument. So, namamatay yung kahoy, meaning hindi na siya mag-evolve yung sound niya. And then magkakaroon na ng varnish and all. So, basically, these instruments, hindi talaga tataas yung value. Kasi, parang what you see is what you get, what you hear, ganun na rin yan, no? Of course, pwede mo pa rin siya ipa-set up, pwede mo pa rin lagyan ng magandang strings, but again, when you're trying to resell it, ang option is ang panlaban mo lang is napalitan ko na yan ng string. But, tandaan natin na ang string nagde-deteriorate din. Let's say, nagamit mo na for 1 year yan, sigurado, mabilis na mawala sa tono yung string yan, diba? So, if you're planning to sell your 5,000 peso violin for 10,000 pesos, I don't think anyone would buy that, no? Kailangan nating maging realistic, 'di ba? When it comes to pricing. So again, if your instrument is cheap, make sure na you price it correctly. Kasi walang value if you think that you could sell it for a higher price. Unless siguro may sentimental value yung instrument. Like for example, sikat yung gumamit, ganyan, no? Sikat na content creator, whatever. Pwede rin siguro yun, no? Pero kung pagbabasihan lang natin yung quality, it won't have a good value. Now, also, since we're talking about factory-made instruments, kahit yung mga old, no, na let's say vintage, hindi pa yata considered antiques yun kasi yung mga pre-World War II, World War II na German violin, sobrang dami nito dito sa Pilipinas. So, makikita niyo yan, usually ang ano nun, may stamp yung scroll, no, nakalagay doon Stradivarius na label, no. Ang dami kong kakilalang may ganon, no. They think na real Strad to, ganyan. But in reality, these were made in an assembly line, no. Ito yung katumbas ng mga 2,000 peso violin ngayon sa atin. Pero syempre, during the old times, yung mga gamit nila, real tone woods pa din. Unfortunately, ganun din yung kwento, no? Dahil sa heavy processing, dahil nga, basically, it's going through parang factory style of making, hindi masyado maganda yung quality niya. So, I think, ang bentahan nun a few years ago is around 10,000 pesos, no? So, hindi porket luma na, gumaganda pa rin yung quality, or luma na, tumataas lagi yung value. Sometimes, it's either it keeps its value or it lowers down in price kasi may mas magagandang qualities na lumalabas. So, kailan tumataas yung value ng isang instrument? It's from if it's handmade, no? Kasi ang handmade instruments, no, hindi siya ginagamitan ng harsh na processes that kills off the wood, no? So kahit na sabihin mong may varnish yan, habang tumatagal natutuyo pa rin yung wood niya, nag-expand and contract pa din. So the more you use it, gumaganda pa lalo yung sound niya, 'di ba? So eto, siguro we can say I think safe bet is around 40 to 40,000 and above. No, kasi syempre sa ibang bansa ang bentahan pa rin ng mga high quality fine violins, mahal pa rin talaga. No, pero sa atin may mga good quality instruments na at that price range na handcrafted, made ng maayos ng mga luthiers. So, usually minsan nakukuha natin ng mura kasi number one, hindi pa kilala yung gumawa, no? Tapos habang tumatagal, sumasali siya sa mga competitions. So, yung maker na yun nagiging masikat. So, tumataas din yung value ng instrument. And of course, pag pinagbasihan natin yung sound, kung lagi siya nagagamit, especially kung let's say dating professional yung gumagamit ng instrument, so gumaganda din yung quality nun kasi lagi siyang nagagamit, bumubuka yung sound niya. So, I think at that price point, yan, pwede mong mas mabenta ng mas mataas yung violin mo or yung instrument mo. But again, kahit nga yung 15,000 na handcrafted, minsan hindi pa din kasi the tone woods are too young, no? So, pwede siguro silang tumaas pa in value if the tone woods would dry out more. No? So, kasi kalaban pa rin talaga ng sound quality ng instrument natin is moisture. So, the older it gets, the less moisture it has. Kasi nga, natutuyo siya. So, yun yung isa sa mga reasons bakit gumaganda yung sound ng instrument na mas luma. It's because natutuyo na yung wood. So, if you think about it that way, may intindihan natin na most of the time, resale value comes from, if we wanna look at it objectively, the quality of the instrument, diba? Now, if we're talking about other factors, like for example, yun nga, sabi ko, baka mamaya yung mumurahin mong na violin, dyan nagsimula si whoever, diba? May mga composers pala na sumisikat kayo. Dati ito lang yung violin niya, siya yung gumamit, or yung iba, pinapapirmahan yung instrument nila, napirmahan yung instrument. So, ibang usapan na yun, no, when we talk about that. That's more for the collectors, that's more for the people who loves history, diba? But if we're talking about quality, again, if your instrument is cheap, don't expect to sell it at a higher price, no? And of course, kahit yung mga antiques, mga vintage instruments, always try to look, baka mamaya factory made din, no? Kasi minsan mabilis tayong ma-impress sa mga kakaibang spelling. So kakaibang spelling, kakaibang wordings, mga foreign words na nakasulat sa instrument, madali tayo ma-impress sa ganun, 'di ba? Pero sometimes it means it's factory made. Yung pala nakasulat na made in factory, ganito ganyan, no? Hindi natin alam kasi hindi natin naiintindihan yung salita nila. So, just be careful when you're buying and also when you're selling, make sure to price it correctly lang, no? Para at least kung ako tatanungin, if I have cheap instruments and I want to upgrade, siguro ibibigay ko na lang sa next generation, siguro sa pamangkin ko or sa kakilala ko na gusto mag-aral. Pero ngayon, wala pa tayong pang upgrade. Anyway, so sana nakatulong to. If it did, comment down below and I'll see you on the next one. Good luck sa inyo.